Hi, this is Traceyhd, and I want to thank you for joining me today for another Oracle and Tarot card deck review. And today I'm going to be reviewing the Faeries Oracle by Brian Froud and text by Jessica Macbeth. And I just received this like literally about 20 minutes ago, and I can't wait to unbox this and show you what it is. So first of all, the box is okay. It's kind of one of those boxes that are just plain cardboard that might collapse if you put other boxes on top of them. So you want to be careful with the box. Also, I don't like these boxes because they're hard to open up without tearing them. So you might want to use I don't know, like an envelope opener to try to open that up, or just be careful. And then I would have preferred this come in a box where it's like a magnetic flip top box with a heavier cardboard, but that's okay. Some people don't even store them in the boxes. They put them in a pouch. So let's take a look at what's inside. And I was just so excited to get this. I bought this on Amazon, and it was one-day delivery, and literally within less than 24 hours of me ordering it, it was at my doorstep. We have a very, very well-made book. I mean, this was worth the price of the deck itself. I mean, this is a nice hardcover book. It's like you got the cards for free. And let's take a look at the book. Okay, it says, Working with the Fairies to Find Insight, Wisdom, and Joy. I'm impressed with this book. This is like the ultimate guidebook of all times, and probably very expensive to produce. And it gives the acknowledgments. Okay, and then we have our table of contents. Foreword by Brian Froud. And then it goes right into the first steps into the outer worlds. Okay, fairies and oracles. How to make friends, influence angels, and read oracles. Very nice. This is more than your average guidebook. Okay. Tells you about singing with the fairies, dancing, how to read the cards, basic card spreads, okay, reversed cards, predicting the future, companion cards. Very, very nice instructions. And then there's an introduction. Part 2 is reading the fairy cards, introducing certain fairies. Okay. And then it's going to go into the cards. And you're going to have a colored picture here, okay? The number on the card, the key word, and what the meaning of the card is. Okay? And it's going to go through all of the cards like this. And as you can see, each and every one has about 2 pages of information, even a reversed meaning, okay, and also a starter reading. Okay, so very, very nice. So as you can see, all of the cards are displayed here, okay, with their descriptions, which I think is beautiful. And then part 3, preparing for a reading. He tells you how to prepare for a read, how to center yourself, how to read for others, fairy style readings, another card spread, a few more card spreads. So as you can see, this is a very, very well made book. And let me see, how many cards are in this deck? I believe it's 65. Yes, 65 cards in this deck. So wow, this is excellent. I'm going to leave this out so I could read this separately. Otherwise, I usually just store the booklet with the cards and, you know, just put them on my shelf. But this is worthwhile reading, and I'm going to keep this out. Very, very nice book. And then inside we have this card deck. And you got to be very careful. I'm not a fan of these inserts because, again, these are collapsible. They could tear, but that's okay. I think the book well enough made up for this kit. And then let me just take this plastic off. Okay, we have the backs with the fairy faces. I don't know if the camera's picking that up. Very, very interesting. And the cards are a slender card. They're kind of on the large, not really small, not really large. I would say they're like medium. Cardstock is a little thin. I would have wished the cardstock was a little thicker. And then let's take a look at these cards. Number 1, we have unity. Number 2, looks like ecstasis. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Forgive me if I'm not. 3, the guardian at the gate. These kind of remind me of the cards I have by Cheryl Harnish, where they're these types of, I don't know what you would call, the word is not coming to me right now, but very similar to the Cheryl Harnish cards. And I have all of her decks. Those are beautiful cards. 4, and it says, he of the fiery sword, or is it she of the fiery sword? It's a lot of fancy calligraphy going on down here. I'll have to read the book. I think it's she, or maybe he. This one says she of the, cannot read that, Krume? Let me take a look at the book. This is card number 5. So it may be a challenge if you don't know the names of these fairies and be familiar with these types of cards. She of the Crouch, C-R-U-A-C-H, Cruach, the receptive principle, nurturing and fertility. Okay, kind of reminds me of the Empress, although the Empress would not be card number 5, but in this deck, this does remind me of that. Okay, 6, the singer of connection. The singer of intuition. 8, the singer of courage. After a while, you get used to those words down there. They're not really clear, like they're not like really focused and crisp, and they're very fancy, so that may be a little bit of a challenge. The singer of initiation. The singer of healing. How beautiful is that? It's like a beautiful, beautiful. And the blue colors are just so calming. The singer of transformation, and the red is just so bold. It just gives you this bravery, this courageousness, this transformation type of energy. Or no, wait a second, I'm sorry. Transfiguration, not transformation. Like I said, it's a bit hard to read these words down here. They're not very clear. The singers of the chalice. And those are beautiful shades of blue, green, and golds. Solace. Oops, that's card 13. And I'm not going to try to pronounce some of these words because I don't think I would do them justice, and I don't want to confuse anybody. This one is card 15, the Journeyman. This one looks like the Bright Mother. Lady of the Forest, I believe. The Sage. That's pretty intense, number 19. The Dark Lady, number 20. Kind of reminds me of Wendy Rule in a way. I love Wendy Rule's music. She's very unique. I could listen to her voice all day long. The Dark Lady. The Fairy of something something, kissed by the pixies. This is good that you have the book to refer to these, to make these clearer. The Master Maker. Piper, card 24. The Fairy Godmother. Now, isn't that magical? Love, love, love that card. This one's a gnome. Oh, that gnome. It looks like he's up to mischief. That's card 26. Card 27. Penelope. This is Penelope. I believe it's Dreamweaver. Card 28. That is a beautiful, beautiful card. Very, very interesting. These cards are very different. This one is Iris of the Rainbows. Very, very different than, you know, what cards I have in my collection. Very unique. Fairies of the Future. And I wish I could have gotten a hold of his deck, the Heart of the Fairy. That looks amazing, but unfortunately it is out of print. Very expensive and very hard to find a brand new deck. The Fawn. Spirit Dancer. How beautiful is that? Number 36. They're just so magical. These cards, if I had to explain them in one word, I would say enchanted. Very enchanted. And the next would be magical. The Friends, card 46. The Oak. Collective of Pixies. A collective of pixies. It's like the Topsy-Turvets. Death. There's no mistaking that card. Amazing. Just amazing. I have my fairy ring on in honor of these fairy cards. Actually, I came upon this fairy ring a few days ago, and then I happened to come upon the deck, and I wasn't even looking for it. Talk about synchronicities. The Soul Shrinker. Ooh, I'd have nightmares about that. I'm probably going to have a dream with him in it now. Some of these, how could I say? I guess they're all fairies. Some of them could be very intimidating, like this one here. Kind of scary, intense. And then some of them could be like rather endearing, like this friendly little guy here. And then, of course, you have the fairies, the female fairies that are just so graceful and so beautiful and so soft and elegant and magical. Like he would be intimidating. And so would he. And this one's kind of cute and approachable. And then we have the blank card, Fairy Guide. And as far as this is concerned, this is the very last card, but I'm not sure. It's not numbered. I'm thinking it's one where you just place your own fairy or draw your own fairy or imagine or envision your own fairy. Don't know. Don't see it in the book here. You would think that it would be at the very end, like where the last card is. But it's not. I guess I will need to read the book, leave it up to my imagination. Well, I will say that this is a very unique deck. I'm very satisfied. with this purchase. This will be a welcome collection to my ever-growing Oracle deck collection. Let's see how these shuffle. Very easy to shuffle. Oh, yeah, very easy to shuffle. And they have a slight border. Not sure if I will trim them. I may trim them because I really think these pictures will pop, even though it's very slight and it's not really that noticeable on some of them. But very, very satisfied with my purchase. These may be a challenge for a beginner, but if you read the book, I'm sure you could get to know the names, the pronunciations, and the wording on the bottoms of the cards. I just wish these were a little clearer on the bottom, a little bit more focused. They seem like they're kind of out of focus, and the very fancy calligraphy could be a little confusing. But other than that, I think this is a fabulous deck. If you've enjoyed this review, please give it a thumbs up and like it. Share the video, and above all, subscribe, because I will be back with more.